Touching the age of 40 is an important milestone in a person's life in terms of health. It is a time when the machinery of the body is prone to a lot of risk, and so it is the perfect time to address the issues before they get worse. It is the present time when you are more committed towards honoring your responsibilities towards family, parents, and children. As a result, often you end up neglecting your health. Thus, regardless of demanding jobs, growing children, or aging parents, 40 is a time to take charge of your health for better well-being in the long run. The question is, what is it about 40 that should make you alert about your health? Now, before 40, your body can take on the assault of irregular food habits, poor sleep hygiene, substance abuse, and more. All this deprive the body of its daily content of healthy intake of nutrients that keep the body alert and functioning properly. In your younger days of 20s, the body can cope up with the wear and tear and the constant onslaught. However, at 40, the body is unable to cope up with the constant wear and tear. The risk of cardiovascular disease and diabetes becomes a concern. An unhealthy lifestyle will cause one's cholesterol level and blood pressure to rise. Certain chances your body are subjected to include slow metabolism, and as you age, your metabolism tends to deteriorate by about 5% every decade after 40. If you're still following the diet that worked for you during your 20s and 30s, you're headed for trouble. More so, this fat deposition will be on the belly. Problems with digestion are also relatively common with age, constipation, heartburn, diverticular disease, and flatulence, to name a few. Hormonal imbalance is also one of them, and this happens to both men and women because they produce fewer hormones at that age. So once you hit your 40, it's like your hormones become like very, very slow. Like, you know, your whole body system drops. Like there's this slow in your immune system and all of that. So that's why it is very, very important for you to make sure that you don't ignore those signs, and then those food that you're supposed to eat to help yourself while you get to that age. You need to eat more healthy. You need to eat more fruits, more vegetable, cut down on sugar, cut down on soda. You know, there are so many things that we all know that we're not supposed to do, but then these days we tend to ignore them because we just want to enjoy the good things of life. But then those good things of life will end up putting us in danger, you know. So for the women, the hormone which is estrogen, is the hormone that controls a woman's monthly cycle. It begins to drop, and this can cause weight gain. And for men, level of testosterone drop, and also the older you get, and this can develop some unwanted changes such as weight gain, especially around the abs. Then there is a trouble gaining and keeping muscle mass, depressed mood, and erectile dysfunction. So, and if you notice that most men now, once they start getting to that age, what they need to do is probably exercise, and then the same thing goes to women. That's why, you know, it's very important. Even when you go to the hospital, do you exercise? Even if it's for you to take walk in the morning, try and just take, like, even if it's a 30-minute walk, drink a lot of water. You don't need to always lie down and, you know, you are not doing anything, or probably by that age, maybe you're kind of more relaxed from work and all of that, except for people who do like heavy work, maybe construction and other works that are quite demanding. But still at that, you need to be also intentional. And at the same time, you know, once you hit that age, you tend to have bone losses, and this can change. This change, you can't really see it, but it's there. And bone loss begins in your 30s, and by the time you're 35, your body is breaking down bone faster than it can be replaced. You'll also see a reduction in muscle tone, which can have a negative effect on your strength and balance. Getting older has its peak, and chances are you're more confident, have more direction, and a defined sense of self. But while your health may not yet be a major concern, it's important to take steps now and stop the subtle changes before they become major health issues. So welcome to another episode here. We're going to just be taking a very, very quick break, and I know that there's so much more for us to learn, because this is something that is very, very important. Even if you are 20 today, I want you to know that by next year you're going to be 21, and then you keep counting and counting, and one day you're going to get to 40. So the earlier you know and learn now, the better for you. So welcome on this particular episode, and of course it's a new week. There's so much more I have for you just within the week. Stay tuned. We're going to go on this short break and we will return soon. Regardless, we oftentimes tell ourselves that 40 is to rock. Take a fancy trip, enjoy all the luxury, but trust me, without taking the right meal and monitoring that what you eat that may not work at all, then you are bound to have a very annoying 40 and a bad 40. So today we're also going to be sharing some lifestyle tips to follow today that will keep you healthy and happy for decades to come. You have to now eat healthy food. You have to swap on refined carbohydrate with whole grain food. Bread, pasta should be avoided, and millet oats should be consumed because they boost the metabolism. You have to eat whole fruit instead of juice, just as I mentioned earlier. As digestion slows down, eating the whole fruit aid in roughage. Whole fruits are rich in fiber, like watermelon and berries are rich in antioxidant, and they should be consumed more for wrinkle-free skin. Now, talking about tomatoes are very, very good, and that's why some people, you use a tomato to probably make your salad, or some people just like me, I still eat tomato. If I'm cooking, I definitely have to trim my tomato, especially those ones that are still very, very, strong, because they taste nice. And we have, all those grape tomato, I would like call them berry tomato, and all that. You can also use that, and a lot of times people use that one to make maybe their salad. Some people use them in their fruits just to make sure that you're having a good meal. And this tomato, it is an antioxidant, and it has been known to keep the artery walls very clean, thus minimizing the risk of blockage and build up. It is good for prostate too. Turmeric is a good anti-inflammatory agent. Turmeric intake should be increased, as it can to some extent prevent cancer, heart disease, and it also helps you in maintaining good weight. I don't know if you know, but today I'm trying to tell you that even as a young lady, if you feel like you really you're having so much weight and you're trying to work out, you can make turmeric, ginger drink, and of course you can enjoy it. Like, just turmeric and ginger works perfectly. But you have to take whatever it is that you consume, you have to take it in moderation, because there's a saying that whatever has an advantage has a disadvantage. So yes, it has an advantage, with the advantage might be is higher than the disadvantage, but at the same time, if taking it at the right quantity is being neglected, then you end up having a higher disadvantage than the advantage that you're supposed to have that is higher. So you can mix your turmeric and your ginger together. You can also use your ginger and garlic. You can consume them, and then there are different ways you can try to make your food. But I won't forget the fact that there are people who have allergies to some of these things, and that's why there are other options. They're not saying, okay, it has to be this. If you don't like turmeric, you can go in with ginger. If you don't like ginger, you can always go in with turmeric, and then find a way. Do your lemon, your turmeric, you do detox drinks, and then you take them. It helps you clean your system. You have to eat low-fat dairy product, since you need calcium, because bone loss is common in females and leads to erythropoiesis, so one should increase intake of calcium through food products. You also have to cut down on salt because it can lead to high blood pressure. You have to avoid canned soup, canned food, pickles, papads, french fries, and so on and so forth. And you have to allow the younger people to just enjoy their french fries and all of that. Yeah, you might have eaten that one when you were in your early 20s, your early 30s, or your middle 30s, but then now we're talking about 40. You know, when you're 40, especially for women, like when you're 40, you just feel like, okay, your life is just starting, you know. So you know that if you feel that way, and then probably you're quite successful, you're living the life, you've done all the work, it's you now to have time for family, your children, and you have to be strong to take care of your children as a woman, right? And for the man, you have to also be strong to be able to provide for the family. You don't want to miss out on your health, you don't want to miss out on your bones. You have to eat the right food so that you have enough energy to be able to be there for your loved ones. And again, you have to always cut down on salt when you are making your food, or whoever is making your food for you. If your wife is making your food, you should make sure that you try and cut down on the intake of salt. Now, we don't mean salt, it has to be like the regular salt. Even if it's just putting all your seasonings, your salt all together, you have to regulate it. Not every food needs to be too sweet. Some food, yeah, you want to feel the taste, but you have to cut down on it. Especially us here from the northern part of Nigeria. Oh my God, we like sweet food. Yeah, but then we have to really cut down on that because it is not healthy. You might enjoy it at a younger age, but at this point when you're getting to this particular age, it is genuinely not healthy. So if you have not really been intentional about that, and then sometimes when you eat all those things, you know, you start having unnecessary illness that you're even wondering what is causing that, or maybe it triggers the blood pressure, and then it causes just so many things. So we have to really cut down on that, because it also leads to the loss of our bones, because the bone does not need much salt. At that point, you are weak, your metabolism is slow and all of that, so you don't need all of that. Now, to speed up your metabolism, you need to get a lot of sleep, at least 7 hours a night, and eat plenty of metabolism boosting food. This includes spices, hot peppers, whole grain, broccolis, soup, citrus fruits, and greens. And of course, there are other fruits and vegetables that you can also use or eat. It also help you at this particular period of time. So, and another thing is, we're not saying that you should avoid eating your regular food. No, we're not even saying you should cut down on eating what you love, but it has to be in moderation. You don't eat fries today and then after 2 days you're eating fries, after a day you're eating fries. Like, it's way too much. You can't eat burger now and eating burger tomorrow. No, it's not healthy for you. So you have to mix whatever you eat. You have to pick what is right. You have to remove some things that you know that your body does not need at all. And one of the fruits you can enjoy and you can always try to take from time to time when you get to this age is berries. We know that there are different berries out there. There are people who, they love blueberries. Oh, this one love blackberries. Some love strawberries. There are lots and lots and lots of berries out there. But then go for the one you want. Go for the one that you feel very, very comfortable with, in as much as it is a berry. According to a scholar, berries such as blueberry, raspberry, strawberry, and blackberry are packed with antioxidants. They are also an abundant source of vitamin A and vitamin C, which may help delay inflammation that can lead to wrinkles and skin damage. So berries are good for your inside and your outside. Antioxidant helps limit the damaging cellular oxidation process, thereby preserving the health of cells. Best also points out that blueberries are nutrient dense, meaning they are low in calorie and high in nutrient. Just 1 cup of blueberry contains 4 grams of fiber and almost 25% of the RDI for vitamin C, she says. Fiber also contributes to the feeling of being full and helps ward off belly fat, whereas vitamin C is important for your immunity. So it helps you, it regulates what you eat. Imagine when you eat, probably you decide to snack with berries, or decide to, oh, I just want to take fruits and then this is what I want to eat. Now it controls the intake of what you eat. It controls you on actually trying to regulate what you eat. You know, it gives you the insight when it comes to portion control. It doesn't, if you eat too much in a day, maybe you are somebody who eats 5 times in a day, and when you learn this habit of, okay, having to eat berries because they will help you not to feel hungry at unnecessary hours. So you now have to start regulating, okay, what you eat. Ideally, you're supposed to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner, and you have the room to snack on anything, but then not just anything. I mean healthy food. If you're at that like at your 40s, or maybe almost 40, even if it's your late 30s, you know, you have to start it early. So if you are that age range, you have to make sure that if you're eating your food, if you eat 5 times in a day, please today just tell yourself that it is important that you regulate how you eat. You should make sure you don't skip on your breakfast and you don't skip on your dinner. Even if you have to skip on your lunch, try not to miss out breakfast and dinner. For lunch, you have a long hours to snack on anything. You can decide to do salads for lunch. You can decide to do fruits for lunch. Now you are eating a well proteinous meal for breakfast, and you are eating a very good dinner. But you should know that if you have to eat dinner, then you have to eat your dinner anything from 6. I remember I always make emphasis on the time for dinner, because once the food does not digest well, and then you don't stay active for like particular hours, maybe let's say 3 hours, then you are bound to start storing fat in your body. So you have to be intentional. And then if you're someone who, you know, that once you eat you just want to sleep, then you have to make sure that your dinner is light, so you don't have to eat and then the food does not digest, and at the end of the day it starts storing fat in your body. Next, you have to also be intentional about eating nuts and seeds, because I talk about nuts and seeds almost every time, and then we use nuts and seeds to do different things. You can use them for your granulas, you can use them for your Greek yogurt, you can use it for your parfait, you can use them with literally, even for your custard, you can use them with literally anything. You can just have like a mix of fruit and seeds together and you chew them just for fun. So this fruit and nuts, you can go in with different varieties. You can have a mixture of walnuts, almonds, and of course when you have and a lot of them cashew nuts. It depends, there are a lot of nuts out there. And for the seed, there's like flax seed, there's chia seed, there's sunflower seed, and there are a lot of them. I know this particular seed are essentially over 40. There are just different of them, and nuts and seed contains omega-3 fat as well as vitamin E, which plays a role in maintaining our skin elasticity as we age. And in addition, vitamin E is an antioxidant that may improve our immunity, helping us to fight off infections. Walnuts are a natural source of key nutrients that support our overall health. One study by Lauren Manakar showed that women who eat nuts like walnut at midlife have a greater livelihood of overall health and well-being at older ages. Eating walnut may also help maintain healthy blood pressure, and since elevated blood pressure is a risk factor for heart disease, the top killer in America, finding ways to manage heart health over 40 is key, and it's very, very important, because nobody wants to just sleep and then they'll be like, okay, you just sleep. You know, there are a lot of people with that. Maybe they just sleep and then the next thing something just happened and they are not waking up again. Sometimes we'll be like, oh, it's just heart problem, and then they were not breathing again. You know, we are not praying for anything like that. It can actually be anything, it can be anything at all. But to be cautious of that and be intentional about that, please, you have to always look out for it. Just be intentional about these things. Yes, things are hard, they are not easy. You know, you have to spend money to take care of yourself. But then, do you prefer to spend money to take care of yourself when you're healthy, or you prefer to spend money while you're in the hospital? I know you definitely pick the fact that you rather spend the money and take care of yourself while you're healthy than do that when you're in the hospital. So please, today I want you to be intentional when it comes to your health. If you're in your 20s, don't wait until you are 40 to start it. Charity begins at home, so you have to start that now. Now is not late, and then don't wait until later. You don't want to fight it later. It's better you start taking care of it now, so that when you age, you know that you're going there with your energy, and when you get to your 40, then you go to all the fancy trips you want, buy all the luxury cars you want if you have the money, and then life goes for you, and then everything just goes easy. And at the same time, you can also go in with leafy greens. You can also go in for avocado. You can also go in with fatty fish as well. So fatty fish like tuna, salmon, sardine, they are also source of omega-3 fatty acid. And then there are lots of vitamins that we even buy supplements that they will tell you, oh, these are omega-3 supplements and all of that. You can also use them, whether the supplements, but I will tell you at every time, the food works even faster than the supplements. It's just because we are not intentional about getting the right meal. So we would rather just go to the store, the pharmacy, and just get those supplements that we feel like, okay, since if I wake up in the morning, I'll just take one supplement every day, and then it works perfect, and it's the easy way. Well, you can still do your supplements and still do food, because you need that food. You can be taking the supplements and eating wrong, and the supplements will not work. So I think you have to be intentional about yourself at this point, and for the sake of time, I'm going to be putting a stop here. And also, you have to learn to eat calcium rich food and protein rich food. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll be putting a stop here today. Have a very, very, very great day. I'll see you on Wednesday at 12:30. Bye.